What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the Fantasy Fellowship channel. My name is Kyle. In this video, we're going to go over the 2023 rookies in the upcoming NFL draft. I'm going to show you guys where they're being projected. We'll also take a peek at my Dynasty rookie rankings. So we'll get everything covered here for the upcoming 2023 rookie class. We'll hop into a screen share. And then I did put some links in the description if you guys want to check them out. So the first thing that I have here on the screen is my Dynasty rookie rankings. And I just updated these this morning. There's a video that I put out last week. I'm probably going to make a new one maybe next weekend. But either way, you guys can check out I have the top 42 players here ranked, a ton of good talent in here. So if you're interested in the Dynasty rankings, you can go there. And then the other link that I put in the description is what we're going to cover today. And that is the overall rookie rankings and where they're going to be drafted. I got some data in here for you guys. Essentially every year, I've been tracking the last 7 seasons in the NFL draft. You have about 11.57 QBs being drafted, almost 22 running backs, 32 wide receivers, and almost 13 tight ends drafted every season. So that's kind of the number in your head that you want to know, that many prospects. You don't have to know all those if you're playing Dynasty, though. You can just kind of know the top half of those numbers. So check out some of those. And then let's get into it. So this is the top 48. And then I did put one more link in the description, and that's going to be the mock draft database, which is kind of where I pull all these numbers from. Let me actually show you guys that website real quick. If you go to NFLmockdraftdatabase.com, it'll pull you up here. This will be the main screen that you get that you go to when you see the website. Hit consensus big boards, and this is where you can tap into the position. So if you hit QB, you can hit running back. You can kind of see it's essentially a rankings of where these guys are going to be drafted. So that's what we're going over here. The top 48, we'll start with, I guess, the first 3 positions that are going to be drafted are going to be quarterback this year. You have Bryce Young from Alabama, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, and then Will Levis from Kentucky coming in at number 6. So 3 quarterbacks in the top 6 picks. And then we'll take a little step back, and then you got Quentin Johnson, the first wide receiver off the board here at 13. Bijan Robinson here at 14. Another quarterback, Anthony Richardson, at 15. And I've been looking at a lot of mock drafts this last week. Anthony Richardson sometimes sneaks into the top 10, sometimes at the Carolina Panthers number 9 spot. So he's one to watch come April, and we'll see about his NFL Combine coming up. Those are starting in March. So we'll get a lot more data movement and players moving up and down in a couple weeks here. Next, you have wide receiver 2, Jordan Addison out of USC. Coming in at number 16th overall, Michael Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame, 18th. My favorite wide receiver in the draft, Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State, coming in at number 20. Jalen Hyatt, another wide receiver here from Tennessee, at 26. Zay Flowers, Boston College. This is a guy that's been moving up the boards significantly. I've been tracking basically every week on Friday or Saturday. I'll go through and then I'll update the numbers. And if we would have looked maybe a month ago, Zay Flowers might have been, in the 50s and the like 48th overall in that range, and now he's in the first round. So he's one of the biggest movers in the last month of February or so. And now you have 5 wide receivers entering the first round, and then Jahmyr Gibbs coming in at number 29. Alabama running back. He played at Georgia Tech. He's really fun. A lot of people are going to be excited to get him because where he's being projected to be drafted, he's going to go to a really good playoff football team. So he might have one of the best landing spot potentials of the entire first round. And then I don't know if you saw him snuck on there. I snuck him into the thumbnail here. Dalton Kincaid out of Utah, the tight end, number 31, just moving up the boards. And actually, I just want to show you guys the data that I've been tracking. Let me pull up my draft database here. And I want to show you just how far these players have been moving, because it's pretty crazy. So I started logging these on January 16th. If you would have looked, Dalton Kincaid would have been 50th on the 16th, and now he's cracking the first round. So he's been steadily moving up in the draft positions over the last month or so. And then the other guy here, who I mentioned, Zay Flowers, I guess he was at 41. He's moved up about 13 spots into the first round. So it's kind of fun to track these guys every week and see who's moving. But from that January 16th, you have a lot of guys moving up the board. So 13 total players right here projected in the first round. And again, that's, Bryce Young to Dalton Kincaid. So we'll see a lot of fun talent. This is a really good defensive draft as well. You have edge rushers and corners being the heavy part up front, but tons of offensive talent coming into the NFL this year. So 13 prospects there. Let's keep it moving. At the start of the second round, you got Darnell Washington, the Georgia tight end here, another guy that's been moving up the draft boards. If I look here, let me see, Darnell Washington and Kincaid, they were both about 50. Like I had these three tight ends, Kincaid, Washington, and Luke Musgrave. All these guys were going around 50th overall a month ago, and now they're all on the fringe of the first round. So Washington and Musgrave off the board here at 36 and 38. You have a couple of receivers here, Josh Downs from UNC at 46, Keyshawn Butte out of LSU at 54. And then we get to the running backs. I think that Friday night of the NFL draft, round 2 and 3, you're probably going to see like 6 or 8 running backs go off the board. Devon Achane out of Texas A&M's the third running back off the board at 58. Zach Carbonet, UCLA, number 61 there. And then a fifth tight end, Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State at 63. There's Rashee Rice from SMU at number 70. There's quarterback Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. He had a lot of exciting moments last year before his injury. He goes 76th here. Zach Evans out of Mississippi, 77th here. Cedric Tillman, another Tennessee wide receiver at 78. Tanner McKee from Stanford, the sixth quarterback off the board. Yet another Iowa tight end, Sam Laporta. People are kind of sleeping on him because the talent at the top of the tight end board is really, really good this year. I think in a normal year, Sam Laporta might be the third or fourth best tight end in this group. But at 86, you got 6 tight ends in the top 100 of this year's draft class. Wide receiver 10 here, Nathaniel Dell out of Houston, 87. Tajay Spears, he's perhaps the biggest riser of all the running backs that I have been following. And if I look here, where is he? He's my RB6 right now. On January 16th, when I logged it, dude was 160th. And you can see 160, 164 the week after, 149 on February 2nd, and then he moved up massively after the Senior Bowl. He went from 149 to 113. And then now he's up to 92. So he continues to move. Looks like he's going to end up being a third-round pick come April. Marvin Mims, another wide receiver here, 93. Xavier Hutchinson, wide receiver out of Iowa State at 94. Parker Washington, another wide receiver from Penn State. Penn State's had a lot of good wide receivers the last handful of seasons here, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's a good, successful NFL player. Tank Bigsby, the running back from Auburn, and that's it. We have 32 guys in the top 100 projected of the upcoming draft. So it's going to be a fun one. And tons of running backs. You have 7 running backs in the top 100, 13 wide receivers, 6 tight ends, and 6 quarterbacks. So if you're into dynasty football, you should probably get to know all 32 of these guys that are ranked in the top 100. And then you can kind of get into, like the next handful of guys. Like these are going to be your round 3, round 4 draft picks in a dynasty draft. But we'll continue down the list. Sean Tucker from Syracuse, Dontavian Wicks from Virginia, Kendre Miller from TCU. There's Kenny McIntosh from Georgia. The running back depth in this draft is really, really good this year. Usually it's a top-heavy thing, and you get a lot of guys in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. But this year it's loaded up in the middle of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. There's going to be a ton of running backs flying off the board here. Tyler Scott out of Cincinnati. He's a nice riser lately. Eric Gray, running back from Oklahoma. A.T. Perry from Wake Forest. Jaden Reed from Michigan State. Some more running backs here, Rashawn Johnson and Deuce Vaughn, another tight end, Luke Schoonmaker from Michigan, Chase Brown, Illinois, Trey Palmer, Nebraska, Jaron Hall, the 7th quarterback off the board. And then we finished with a couple wide receivers here, Michael Wilson and Charlie Jones. So if you're studying up for the 2023 dynasty drafts that you guys are going to have coming up, this is the kind of the list that you're going to want to know and just get to know at least the top 30 guys. Watch some film, watch some YouTube highlights, get to know some of these guys' games. But that's the top 48. And then if you continue down the list, I kind of just put them into their position grouping. So here's the quarterbacks again: Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. 4 first-round quarterbacks, and maybe all in the top 10. We'll see what happens here. But we got 15 quarterbacks that are on the list. And again, this running back class, man, super deep. Like we can go all the way. I like Evan Hall. Israel Abadi Kanda is pretty good from Pittsburgh. We can get like 20 deep at running back, and these guys are all going to be quality NFL players here. But at least get to know the top 7. These are going to be the guys that you're super excited about to land in your dynasty drafts. And then the wide receivers, man, we have 13 in the top 100. So those are the guys that I'm looking at. I really like Zay Flowers. He's a guy that, again, we mentioned earlier, he's been rising up the boards. And these guys that like go in the 20, like it's tough because the earlier these receivers get drafted, the the shittier the NFL team that they're going to land on, right? But you're talking like Jackson Smith and the Jigba. Like if he lands on the Chargers, like oh my goodness, we're going to be super excited about that. Jalen Hyatt, Tennessee, like he's going to be in the late 20s, and same with Zay Flowers. So if these guys get hooked up and attached to a good offense and an elite young quarterback, we're going to really like these three players in our dynasty leagues. So we'll look at the tight ends real quick. And again, I think this year there's probably 5 or 6 tight ends worth considering drafting. Obviously, the top 4, like these 4 guys, they're going to be drafted in our dynasty rookie drafts. Maybe Tucker Kraft with the right situation. Maybe Sam Laporta. Iowa tight ends have always been a dynasty asset and pretty good in the NFL. But that's going to do it for this video. Just wanted to update you guys and show you the top, the top 48 players or so being drafted and where they are projected. If you guys want to check out some of the links in the description, check out your dynasty rankings, check out the rookie rankings as well. And I don't know, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely subscribe, like the video, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm excited. The NFL Combine is going to be starting up pretty soon here. So again, we're going to have more updates, more players moving up and down, and it's exciting. We have free agency, NFL Combine. We're just in that fun. It's like we're playing Madden and we're in dynasty mode. We're just getting ready for the season. So that's it for me. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in a future video. Peace.